Peace, peace, peace. Welcome to the Scrap and Roll MMA podcast. I'm your host, Sky. We got your host, Jace, and special guest, Monique, back in the building. Let's go. First of all, sorry that we missed last week. I mean, we done went 82 weeks straight without missing a podcast. And man, when I tell you I was sick, I'm still kind of sick. Like, you can hear it in my voice. I'm still like coughing and all the rest of that. But last week I was like, I cannot do it at all. And then on top of that, it turns out Jace got sick the exact same night. He had a fever. I don't know what was in the air, but boy, it was a mess.
Hey, Sky, I personally appreciate you sounding very similar to Marge Simpson. Homie. Or Patty, or Selma. You know, however you want to play it.
Like, Jason and I even thought, like, maybe on Friday we would drop something, just hop on. My throat was gone. Like, I was still just, like, in the thick of it. Pause.
Had a fun weekend over there, huh?
Throwing them back. But in the middle of that was absolute mayhem. I mean, the UFC was just burning down. Every time you opened up Instagram or Twitter, whatever you guys use, like, it was like another fight was canceled. This was happening. That was happening. Like, we finally got the go-ahead that UFC 303 Conor versus Chandler was over, which we talked about on last week's episode, or the week's episode before. So everybody knows now that that's off. Then we find out Khamzat Chimaev's out.
Hey. Call me a prophet because I predicted it was going to happen. I told y'all, hold on, let me check the calendar. Minus the 3, force the 2. Month and a half, 2 months ago, that the main event was going to be Alex Pereira and Jiri. Did I not call it? Wait a second. I did.
Yeah, and here we are.
Here we are.
Alex out there in Australia living his best life under the sea. And here the UFC comes.
Heal.
Speaking of toes, you know.
Conor.
Yeah. Man, Conor's.
So let me ask y'all this. I guess first things first, how bummed out are you that Conor is out of the main event?
Not really.
Not really. I'm like, get your freaking Pee-wee, dude. It's Swinky, Ducky, Pinkle Dough. I'm just like, nah. It's just like, it's the mindset. I just don't care anymore.
You don't care about Conor? You don't care? Let me give me tea.
I'm like, just the way he just held his character like through the social media. I just don't give a shit anymore. The poor version, the hunger version of Conor was the best version of Conor, in my opinion. Like, Ilichi got hurt by a broken toe. Like, Alex fought with a broken toe. Khabib fought with a broken toe.
Yeah, but at the same time, right, they don't have as much to risk as Conor does, and that has to be in the equation.
I'm gonna lose with $45 million if I lose again. Boo me, bitch! Boo me!
I'm being serious. Like Conor cannot lose his next fight. Can we agree on that?
I don't know. Remember, we talked about this a while ago, and I was like, Conor can't lose, and you were like, even if he doesn't, da da da. I was like, I think it depends on how he loses. If he goes out there and gets starched. Anytime you get starched, your fans can get behind that and say, it was one punch, it was lucky, blah, blah, blah. He goes out there and gets dominated for 5 rounds by Chandler. Like there's only so much. He has 2 fights left. Regardless, he's going to fight those 2 fights out. It's best, obviously, for him to get a win. He hasn't won since January of 2020. It's been plus 4 years. Like,
shout out to Cowboy.
Yeah, you know what I mean? A little shimmy, a little shoulder. I think the reason why I don't necessarily care is because I didn't buy those nosebleed tickets for $400+. If I would have bought those nosebleed tickets, I'd be in my feelings. I'd be pissed. I would not be well. Go ahead.
No, sorry. Cook.
Yeah, but because I didn't, I'm just kind of like, What's up with the 20 million gate? Like, is Dana gonna address this? Like, are people getting refunds? Like, what is?
Okay, that's what I want to talk about. Do y'all think the fix was in? Do y'all believe the fix was in? Because Dana always got something to fucking say. You know what I mean? And then he's just been, just like the UFC, both have been radio quiet until, what was that, 5 days ago? You know what I mean?
My sources,
10 days out from the fight?
My sources tell me the fix was not in. My sources tell me there was a great scramble to get this shit done. People were burning the midnight oil up until the day before. No one knew that he still was not going to be fighting until Friday when they actually announced it. So my sources say.
Anything to do with, listen, there's different tiers of sponsorship and what you can charge sponsors, for certain fighters, right? And that, as we know, Red Panty Night is real. You know what I mean? And not just for the fighters, but also for the company and for the sponsors. So you think they didn't just try to hold on and secure a little bit more of that sponsor fee? Here's the bottom line, and I want them to come out and tell us, even though they're not going to tell us, when did it happen?
What happen?
When did he break his toe?
He broke it the day before Sunday. He was out Saturday, came into the gym on Sunday, had a lapse in concentration, broke the pinky. Monday was the day that they were supposed to have the press conference. So it happened Sunday in sparring. Remember, Saturday, your boy was out living his best life.
Hey, listen, as far as I know, his toe could have been broken then. Lapse of judgment. I mean, that's almost now synonymous with Conor. Listen, what we need to do and what you should make a video about is a tale of the tape between Conor and John Jones. Who's had the most lapse of judgments?
I like
that because we got evidence to the left, to the right, up, down, left square, A, B, X. Like there's so much there to say who has the more lapse of judgment on their record.
Yeah. So then Conor's out, right? And then we start hearing news. We're thinking, God, this must be April Fool's Day. Khamzat Chimaev's out. What?
Khamzat gone.
What were you more upset about? Khamzat being out or Conor McGregor?
Oh, Conor, 100% sure. 100%. Listen, y'all can say what you want to say, but at the end of the day, MMA is more exciting with Conor McGregor in it.
For me personally.
Yeah.
No, I totally agree with what you're saying. I agree that it is more excited. The sport's elevated. There's more eyes. But I was more upset about Khamzat.
Why?
I wanted to see this fight. I wanted to see Khamzat versus Robert Whittaker. I wanted to see him tested.
Bobby Knuckles.
What about
Shout
you?
out to Bobby Knuckles, man.
We're going to get there. What about you, Manib?
Yeah. I feel Khamzat is actually what I was more disappointed. I was looking forward for him to actually fight because I wanted to know is if he actually was legit, especially when it comes to the striking and in 5 rounds. You can actually handle those 5 rounds. That was the thing I was looking for. I heard he actually got sick because of food poisoning. And there's some other sources that says his teammate Gustafsson said when he trains really really hard, he gets really sick to a point and he he has to is out of commission because of that. I'm just they have to look this up. They have to make sure this doesn't happen again. Because he used to be the most active guy fighting, but now he's sometimes. Kind of weird now.
Yeah.
Kind of weird. Being there, some there. Every day, brother. I fight every time. Hey, sometimes, brother. I fight. I'm that's what it feels like now, Khamzat. It's dude, you need to check your health.
Here's the thing about Khamzat, man. Listen, he had a great 60 days, right? I'm in the fight game. I'm in the fight game. What have you done for me lately?
Oh, stop it. Not being a Kobe Covington fan.
What have you done
who was out for 2+ years.
Legitimately.
You cannot be a Kobe fan talking about you.
He
whatever
had a
jumps me
legitimate
lately.
reason for being out.
What was that? What was
He
the
had brain
reasoning?
damage.
Oh
Court
yeah, brain
documented.
damage. Brain
Court
damage.
documented.
No wonder he's so dumb.
He didn't.
The problem called
Hey,
issue
he
is doesn't
didn't.
count.
He didn't succumb to
Oh,
the
you got
flu.
cancer? I got malaria.
Yeah.
Shout out to third world diseases. Jesus.
Man, it's unfortunate. Like Jace knows, I have been on the Khamzat Chimaev train,
Dick Rider.
from the beginning. I'm just like, who is this guy? Like, there's a hat that I wear to every single event that has like little devil horns. I don't have it here next to me, but like, I got that hat because he had it in embedded, and there's a dude here in Vegas that makes him specifically. It's the only place you can get him from. Like, I love Khamzat, and then I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with him and his health, but also it's concerning that like Dana won't answer or tell us, and the media won't push. Why can't he fight in America? Why can't he come to America? Like, we need to know.
I am so tired of the typical UFC media just cucking to Dana. That's all they do is cuck to him.
I'm like,
the only journalist, there's a difference between being the media or / pundit, right, and being an actual journalist. You know, say what you will, Mr. Receipts himself, Ariel Helwani, journalist. Say what you will. People like to try to say he's just pissed off and hates the world. Luke Thomas, journalist. All these ESPN reporters, they are cucks for Dana White, cucks for the UFC. Obviously, Chael is on the train, and anyone under the UFC banner.
Wow, you doing Uncle Chael like that?
Come on, man. That's a company, man.
Yeah.
Tell me I'm wrong.
If there's ever been one. I just know how much you love Uncle Chael. I'm shocked.
I do love Uncle Chael, but he's still cucking to the UFC. Brett Yakamoto, cuck.
Yeah, I just want to know why Khamzat can't come into the country. I don't know if it's because of what's the guy that he's with that like apparently like a warlord.
Chechen leader. I can't think of his name top of my head. I apologize.
Yeah, the one who was
the Chechen leader guy.
Yeah. Yeah, because
Ramazan or something.
Because they were giving Tyson Fury a problem when he was hanging out with him. You know, I don't know who he is and what's going on, but you know, it's unfortunate because he has such a promising career, and kind of like Munib. I think you might have said it like before we started recording. Like, he's becoming like Zabit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what's going on, but the good thing is that Khamzat pulls out, and then they're like, Ikram.
No kids. Oh.
Ikram, you're up. And instantly, as soon as I found out that Ikram was going to be stepping in, I thought about Munib, because Munib, you've been on here for months talking about Ikram's going to be the next champion. Ikram's next. Ikram.
So,
motherfucker was chinny as fuck. I didn't even know that. Holy shit. He got dropped like a pita bread. Fuck me.
Your boy's never been punched in the face before. That was evident.
Like, the last time was when
he'd be a noob in the fucking the slap fight. Holy shit. Oh.
It was brutal.
Let's go through this quickly.
Hey, to be fair, at least it's like way less worse compared to Johnny Walker.
True. Last week's card was in Saudi Arabia. It was what it was. We do have to shout out to Felipe Lima, because in the third round, do it for your mother, he goes out there and strangles your boy Muhammad. Strangled him, and Muhammad's looking dead in the camera. Just what a scene like that was. Like, dead in the camera, tapping, looking like, God, I'm gonna die.
Yeah, he saw his life flash before his eyes. That was a serious choke. But while we were on the Saudi Arabia card, they talking about there was 12,000. It wasn't no 12,000 people in that bitch. There was 800, maybe 1,200 people. There was not 12,000 people in there.
They say that that's a soccer stadium, so it just looks huge. And so there might have been 12 in there. Hey, the UFC don't care because what did they get? 20 million just to show up for that event?
Hey, I got paid regardless. You know what I'm saying? I got paid regardless.
What's his name? Turkish?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was happy. Afterwards, he was like...
Kingpin.
Yeah, he was like, I want y'all to come back. I want to make a documentary. I want women on here next time. I was like,
how?
Really?
How?
Well, the PFL had women. They had Clarissa versus whatever can she beat in the last fight. That was the first women MMA fight.
What did she wear?
Oh yeah, that was amazing.
They wore their regular uniforms.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait. Speaking of PFL, wait a goddamn minute. I actually watched the entire PFL card on Friday.
And how was it?
It was actually pretty fucking good. It was actually pretty good. I enjoyed myself. There are certain things that they do that I love. One thing that they do is live stats. They'll tell someone is like 6 out of 8 on leg kicks, or 12 for 44 out of like punches. Like, I love that live stat. As well, they had live like fight odds. I love that as well. And call me cheesy, call me like the WWE. I also love them having like cool entrances. What can I say? I love it.
I'm like, yeah, that'd be. I'm just imagining like one of the coach like every each round, like for the first round, he just look at his phone live. Whoa, he only got 20 leg kicks. He got 25.
Yeah, that's one thing that I wonder about. Like, are they looking at that? Are they factoring that in? Are the judges seeing that? I don't know. I can't. I've been to one live PFL event. I can't recall if in the home screen. I don't think in screen you can see the stats. I think it's only on broadcast, from what I remember. I don't really remember, but the thing about PFL is that Friday Bellator was on. So you had Bellator on, and then you had PFL on, and Ariel's finally admitting that like the two companies being separated don't benefit the company. We don't know what the fuck is going on. PFL has been on for like the last couple of weeks, and we haven't realized it. They had the PFL Europe.
I mean, they definitely need to do a job, right, of storytellers. You know what I mean? Like, they don't tell story. They don't have a clear, concise message that gets out. You know what I mean? Like, we are avid, hardcore, rabid, fans. And I just happen to be at a bar and it just happened to be on. So I just happen to watch the shit.
Yeah.
They don't even have stars. Like, they don't even have stars. Like, you look at ONE FC.
No place has stars, right? Stars are
what about Conor in UFC?
It's created, right? It's created. Storytelling, and it's created. That's what happens with stars. Stars are made. Everyone's just a fighter. Stars are made, though. But that's branding. You know what I mean? And yeah, some of that does have to do with the fighter, but also the company itself. You know what I mean? Like, make something go viral. Try to, like when you think about like even like a Max, right? And his shit, like, he was already popular, right? But then this motherfucker just went crazy viral. Just crazy viral. To not even an MMA standpoint, like breaking Instagram record standpoint.
Yeah.
I'm like, they had one potential, they have one potential guy. It was Cedric Doumbé until he started losing to that one Russian dude, like a young Russian dude. And and after that, they just like, no. And the next fight, we're going to give you another tuna can. We have to bill you. That's what happened. Like,
and I seen that, like, I guess Jason Jackson lost this weekend. He lost the championship. And I did see that Ariel was like, you had him fighting somebody who before was on the prelims. Like, so now you're, 170 Bellator champion is some guy that absolutely nobody fucking knows. Like, it's just, it is what it is. But real quick to wrap up Saudi Arabia, there were, it was what it was. It wasn't a terrible card. It had its moment. Ranking it 1 to 10.
Yeah.
The main card I would give a 7.5, 7.5.
Wow.
I'm with you. I'm with you with that.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, the Johnny Walker getting knocked out, that was entertaining.
Listen,
Action.
I text Sky this. Has there been MMA fans? Is there a person who is who's getting knocked out worse than Johnny Walker? Like consistently just getting knocked the fuck out, highlight reel, twitching on the ground more than Johnny Walker.
I'm like,
As soon
not
as
even
Johnny
on the ground. He started doing the war and we get knocked the fuck out. Like Looney Tunes style. Holy shit. I have never seen a guy got knocked the fuck out and he flopped like a fish. I'm like, that's hilarious. That's fucking funny. That's a meme, ho.
All the time he's a hoe. I mean, all the time he's a meme. My bad. For Johnny, it was like as soon as he ate that first jab, I was like, oh, he's not winning. He's going to lose this fight. I knew instantly. And shout out to Volkan Ozdemir. You know what I mean? Like he came in with some swag. Like he was like up there. Like I'm going to be back inside this picture. And you know we haven't thought about him in a long time. I haven't, at least.
God gifted like everything to Johnny Walker. He's like, I think I recall my memory and like the UFC fitness. He's the most physically like very like high level guy. Like I recall my memory, but he got a chin a bag of potato chips. That's so funny. And the weird thing though, this guy he has one of the longest reach. He doesn't even know how to use a proper jab.
No.
Not everyone can be like you and know how to use a proper jab.
Yeah. Kelvin Gastelum, scumbag. Kelvin Gastelum is a scumbag. What he did, waiting to get to Saudi Arabia. Hey, not gonna make weight. Not gonna make D-Rod's like, let's do 180 then. Nope, can't do 180. Barely gonna make 185. Like, just a scumbag move. Like, and I like Kelvin, but this just pissed me off. Like, you did exactly what Paulo Costa did. And this is why I don't like Paulo Costa. Paulo Costa did the same thing, except he did it in the middle of the night, which is even worse. Like, you just showed up and, like, in the middle of the night, yeah, we can do 200. No, 215. Fuck it, 226. What? Like, yeah, shout out. But apparently, D-Rod got 30% of Kelvin's purse. He got a new contract. He got more money.
I mean, he had to. Fuck me, like. That bullshit.
Yeah, and then for Kelvin to get on the mic and be like, "Hey, I know I said this wouldn't happen again, but it did." And then what the? You didn't think about that.
I'm like, who's your dietitian? Like Ronald McDonald? I'm like, God damn.
He's terrible.
Man. Yeah, it was just.
I'm like,
it was.
But wait, he has a YouTube channel where he has vlogs where he starts eating like a lot of fucking Mexican food. Like, and Mighty Mouse was like, man, you gotta stop eating all that fucking Mexican. Hey, you know, man, I can't help it with myself. I'm like, man, shut your father. Ass. Holy shit.
When you get real Mexican food, shout out to anyone that's from fucking the southwest of the U.S., specifically Cali, LA, and lower. It hits different.
It is delicious, but
it hits different.
Man, you get paid money to make weight. Make weight, my dude.
Hey, not mad. Weight. Not wrong.
You know. And then on top of that, I was thinking maybe he was compromised. Maybe he was sick. Maybe that's why he didn't make weight. The dude had great cardio. Was not tired
at all. First time in years.
Yeah, he physically looked good. I was like, oh, you motherfucker.
You motherfucker. I'm putting charges on all of you.
Yeah, shout out to training day.
Shout out to training day.
Real quick, did any of us see Sergey Pavlovich getting beat by Alexander Volkov? Just dominant.
Before the fight, no. During the fight, yes. Holy shit. That was a drubbing. Hey, why was your man in his feelings after the fight, though?
He said he was just emotional.
I thought we were friends.
Nah, he knew he was that close to a title shot, you know, putting himself out there, and now he all back of the bus and shit.
I mean, we thought that he was the next champion. This is who we wanted Francis to fight. Y'all remember? We wanted Francis to fight this guy.
Yeah.
And I mean, not Francis. Well, Francis, yes, but we wanted John Jones to fight this guy. We were like, God, get him in there with somebody with some power. Like, can you imagine what John Jones would have did to this man?
Maybe.
John kind of is having a point. Like, when we see these people get exposed, like, maybe John is that good. Like, we just keep trying to throw anything and everything at him because, you know, we want to see him lose. Like, we want to... Well, we have seen him lose, but you know what I mean. Yeah, let's real quick wrap it up with Robert Whittaker going inside there, dismantling Ikram. That's exactly what it was. 1:49. Rob goes inside there, looks great. What do you want to see next for Rob Whittaker?
I think for me, I would love to see Rob. I think him being the backup fighter is a good play for him. It's a good play for him. I'd like to see him to fight Sean Strickland.
Yeah, that's what Ariel suggested. And I'm like, yes, run that.
Run that
but you
at Perth. At Perth,
yes.
Run that.
Yes.
That way something does happen in the main event. And then you legitimately just made yourself a little mini tournament.
Yes.
They're gonna pay a lot of money for Sean because he's just waiting for his next title shot. I'm like, I can see it. Like, they're gonna give him like, nah, I'm waiting for my title shot, and then I'll be like, I bet. I'll be like, you know what? I changed my mind.
Listen, if he wants to wait, we know what happens when you publicly say that you're waiting. It's one thing to wait in the background, like, and not tell anybody, but you've publicly said it. Dana will just be like, oh, okay. And he says it all the time. He's like, I tell you guys all the time, it's not a good idea to wait.
Nah, it depends on the fighter.
They don't really like Sean.
They like the money he's bringing in.
If you watch The Ink, they don't like Sean.
I don't know.
They don't trust Sean.
I don't know.
Like, they may not like him, but they like the fact how they can make the fights happen. Like, Izzy wants to fight him if he wins over Dricus. That's a possibility.
I don't know why Izzy would want to get beat the fuck up again, but sure.
Because he wants to redeem himself. And this is the thing, UFC likes the storyline. They like the redemption arc. They like the rematch arc. They like the,
Yeah.
I mean, we like the storyline as fans, though.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm down. I'd love to see him versus Sean again because at the end of the day, a fighter's supposed to make adjustments. Like, I know you're like, oh, this is going to happen again. I don't believe in that. Sometimes people go out there and they have a different game plan. If you go out there and you get beat again, okay, fine. But, yeah, I definitely want to see it again. Now, a hot take that I had with Jace before when Izzy had announced his fight, because he was just like, fuck it, I'm announcing it, which forced the UFC to then announce it. Shout out to Izzy. If Israel Adesanya, and this is coming from, probably the #1 dick riding Israel Adesanya person on this podcast, loses this fight against Dricus, wrap it up. It's a wrap. Like you might have to retire, my guy. And the reason being because at that point, he'll be what, 36, almost 30. Like, I think he turns 36 like in a couple of weeks or so. He might already be 36. I'm not sure. But yeah, you know, at that point you lose to this guy that you've had such a heated rivalry with, but mostly because when you come back after taking taking almost a whole year off, and you go straight into another title shot, if you lose this title shot, you've already beat everybody else in the top 5, top 6 of the division. So there's nobody for you there. You're very undersized for 205. So unless you're gonna take the time now again to bulk up and go to 205 and recreate yourself there, then that's fine. But I don't see him, with already having been, a 2-time champion, already accomplishing so much at 185, needing to prove or go through the division again at 185. It just wouldn't make sense, in my opinion, to stay there. I think he has to win this fight. I think he's put himself in that situation. Unlike Max, who, if he had went directly, I'm always going to bring Max into the equation. But if he had went directly into a fight with Topuria and then, say he would have lost that fight, right? Then it's just he would have been forced to have to go, up to 155. But because we've seen him at 155, he got the BMF belt. If he goes down, knock on wood, and something happens, he loses to Poirier at 145, we're still like, okay, whatever. We'll see you at 155. But because Izzy hasn't gotten that win at 205, and he just seems much smaller there, like, yeah, for real. I just feel like there's
Izzy
not
got
much.
That man meat.
Hey, it's a grown man right there. I just feel like if you were to lose this fight, like, it just puts you in a position to where it's like he had nothing to prove, and you could just really just sail off into the sunset.
I'm like,
listen, I don't think you're wrong, which is weird for me to say, right? Because I mean, you're usually wrong, but what? But yeah, I think that 100%. I think that Izzy has to win this. Like, he cannot lose this fight against your African brother. Like, he just cannot do it. It's a shame. I think the UFC really dropped the ball on this. As much as Dana talks about, oh, we want to do Africa show, like, this was the time, my guy. Like, this was the time. Anywhere in Africa, it doesn't matter. Anywhere in the continent of Africa, like, this was the time to get it done. And, he didn't get it done. And I'm for me, this has just been like a very disappointing week for me for the UFC, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah. But a lot of that isn't their fault.
Yeah, so fighters getting injured is not their fault, right? But maybe them, being transparent, that's 100% on them. It's 100% on them just being quiet, but no, still trying to sell those fucking advertisement dollars. I don't care what anyone says. The fix was in.
Here's my thing. You can't come out. Conor was still contemplating fighting. He was still deciding whether or not he's going to fight. So you can't come out and say, hey, he has an injury, but he's thinking about whether or not he can fight, because that's letting your opponent know that you have an injury. You cannot reveal that you have an injury going into a fight. First of all, the commission is like, what? An injury? They're sniffing up the tree, and they might not allow you to make the walk if they know that you have an actual injury going into a fight. And secondly, like I said, they're working on that fight. So then they start trying to look for something else in the background. And Conor was still kind of like, yeah, I'm going to do it. Okay, no, I'm not going to do it. And then finally decided, I'm not going to do it.
So I don't believe that to be true.
It came out of Conor's mouth. So Conor, so they're all lying?
Is Conor a liar? For sure.
No, but I'm saying, so they're all lying, but you know the truth.
I can only tell you if it looks like a spade, it is a spade. Where there's smoke, there's fire.
I only know what I know, and I know it from the source.
Okay, so let's just walk this down for a second. Conor allegedly, right? You were saying got hurt Sunday. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Okay. When? What's the date on
that? It was right after UFC 301.
302?
Yeah, 302. Let me see. Well, I don't even know what today's date is. You have kids, you don't remember shit. That was June 1st. That was June 1st. So Sunday, June 2nd.
Okay, and then when did he come out? Dana officially said there's a new main event?
Friday the 21st.
Okay, so 24 days, 23 days in between?
19 days.
The 2nd to the 21st?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 19 days in between.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't know for sure he wasn't fighting until day 17?
I'm pretty sure that he knew probably around that Monday, Tuesday, because that's when Ariel started saying that they were putting fillers out again.
Supposedly the first time they were putting fillers out again. Like, that was the second time we heard from Ariel saying they were putting fillers out.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Again, it just seems a little cheesy to me. I personally think, and again, who am I? I'm just a guy who's been absolutely right pretty much about fucking everything. Just saying that, I 100% think that the UFC knew way prior that this wasn't going to go down, and they just wanted their money. because they're a corporation and they have to adhere to their sponsors.
I'm not shocked. Then it's like freaking like in the spirits, fucking Mr. Krabs. I'm like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, and my true theory about this is, from everything that we heard, is that the Sphere thing is so ridiculously expensive, and they're actually like losing money on it, that they're going to put Conor on that to balance it out, to make sure they get their money right.
I don't know about the Conor thing, but it's definitely close to like 16 million already, just getting everything set up.
If Conor shows up on the Sphere, I'm telling you.
it would only make sense for him to show up at the Sphere at this point, you know, because it is.
Like, the Sphere is on which? No, what's September. The Sphere is on UFC? No, UFC 30 what?
6,
8, 7,
306,
6.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're gonna put like, yeah, if he's there, if he can. You say August or September.
He says he's good in 2 weeks.
Yeah, he said that he wanted to do like August, September, but Dana was like, I don't know about that. So, you know.
It's like, Michael Chandler is waiting for this for fucking 2 years. This mother. Holy shit.
Let me ask you
2 years.
You'll do what you're told.
People talk about Dana losing money. Chandler is like, bitch, I'm losing money too. Damn.
Let me ask y'all this. Do you think when it's all said and done, we're going to look back and say Chandler made the right move or the wrong move?
I think it
exists.
If they actually fight, he made the right move. It's the most money he's going to make, period. If they don't fight, he made the wrong move.
I'm like, isn't Chandler still now asking for like Max Holloway now? I'm like, looky here, dookie here. Everybody want to my name here. Like,
yeah,
you know.
See, so I think Chandler made the wrong move, regardless if they fight or not.
Explain.
And the reason why I say that is because it's been so much time to the fact where he could have fought 2-3 times in that realm. Where, yeah, maybe he goes 1 for 2 or even 2 for 1, right? But Conor was looking to fight him regardless, just because of the matchup. You know what I mean? So I think he could have got this still, kind of like Poirier, right? Oh, Poirier decided to go for red panty night instead of the championship. Ended up getting fucking 2 title shots and Conor twice. Who's the real winner here? Fucking DP. DP's always a win. Always.
I think that I still think that if he gets the fight, it just made sense for him. I think also he was having such banger fights, like just drawn out banger fights. I think a part of his brain needed that. You know what I mean? Like, he needed a break from just getting pounded.
But he's also is like pause. But he's also like not a young man. So in a sense, it doesn't really matter that much anymore. You know, he's what, 37?
Yeah.
So
but that's contradictory, like fighting Max Holloway.
Yeah.
Damn, we riding heavy today for Max. God damn.
Always.
Damn.
He's so 38 now, like, actually. He's 38 now.
38, so right? So that's 2 years gone where Chandler was an active fighter. He wasn't like bulk active, but he was right underneath that, you know, from like a Volk or a Kevin Holland. He was fighting 3 times, 4 times a year.
Yeah.
You know? He was fighting every few months. Just think about how many fights he could have fought and the money he could have made in that time instead of waiting.
Chandler said you're making 10 times, so you could do the math. He's making more just by fighting him 1 time.
Perhaps.
I mean, think about it. You're talking about the gate alone was already at 20 million. Okay, then you account like the pay-per-views of Conor McGregor coming back. Then you account for having that Conor paycheck, which is different than like your regular paycheck, that clause within your thing, your boy was probably gonna make close to 10 mil. Honestly.
Or could have thought, 4 times for 1.5 to 3, which I'm assuming is what he's getting.
Still not as much as one Conor fight. And you get to save your chickens.
Hey, my man's out the door. Here's the thing as well, the UFC's got an issue with it. It's like they've invested so much money, time, and effort into all these aging fighters. You know what I mean? Whether you're talking about a Conor, we're praising Poatan like we should. He's 36. He just came out and said, hey, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be fighting for.
Yeah.
Izzy come out and said, I don't know how much I'm be fighting for. Usman, I don't know how much I'm be fighting for. How many times can you drag Nate out there? Conor's 36 years old. You know what I mean? Like, they are not doing well on their up-and-comers.
And guess who's still young and spry?
Tom Aspinall?
Go ahead. Drop the name again.
Tom Aspinall.
The Hawaiian kickboxer himself.
Carlos Ulberg? Oh, no.
32 years old.
He's not a normal 32, though. He's got miles.
Doesn't matter. Them miles looking good. He looking like a Toyota or a Honda or a Nissan out there.
Hey, only as good as your last fight. And right now, he's on top of the world.
And can we just casually just acknowledge that Max Holloway's on a 3-fight winning streak with 2 back-to-back one-punch knockouts? I'm dropping a short tomorrow of him and your boy Korean Zombie, just because I know it's going to put people in their feelings.
Speaking of feelings, we did have a hot take about feelings.
Let's go.
We did have a hot take about feelings. Let me get the name down right. It's at Gila Monster. Says, what is the saddest UFC moment ever?
Saddest. I mean, instantly my mind goes to Jason and I at UFC. I think it was 264. I don't remember, but anyways, Tony Ferguson getting killed but when he got KO'd by Michael Chandler, that to be there live, it was devastating.
It was devastating. I don't know if it was sad for me.
Is your saddest moment him getting beat in an empty arena?
I mean, that's hard to top that. Or you thinking about like Korean Zombie, you know what I mean? Like walking out, like just pulling on the heartstrings. You know what I mean?
Like
sad moments.
I'm like, I would say Tony, but I don't. Mine's a bit specific. It's unique. Like there's a video of Tony. You remember when he used to do when he always dashing his knees between like that. And there's a compilation of it as he aged, and he's getting slower. His back,
and he couldn't do it. Yeah.
I'm like, oh, man.
I don't know. You know what?
At least Corey Zombie fought like a warrior, but Tony's like, I still got it.
I mean, listen, saddest moment as well. I mean, there's a lot to think about. Think about DC crying in the ring after he got beat by John Jones.
That was sad.
Like, he was in his feelings. You know what I mean?
I guess it's not really a rivalry if you lose both of them. I was like, oh, DC.
My man's was hurt. My man's was hurt. You know what I mean? Seeing fucking Jose Aldo get fucking starched, like that was sad. You know what I mean? No, that wasn't sad. That was devastating. Seeing Frankie Edgar go out like he went out in his last fight, that was sad.
Light as a feather, thin as a board, stiff as a board.
That was sad. Any of these old guys who got KO'd in their last fights, even your boy Shogun. You know what I mean? That was sad. You know what I mean? In Brazil. I'm
like, shit, sure can relate to that shit.
Okay. Another one on my list quickly is, UFC 276, Max Holloway getting dominated in that third fight by Alexander Volkanovski. I was sitting there watching that in my feelings, and I'm at a fight party, and we were all going for Max, and I was in my feelings. And to have to then watch Izzy versus Jared after that, which was boring as fuck. Like, I don't even know what happened in that fight, because I was just zoned out. Like, they were like, oh, man, let's take shots if you lose. Give me 3 shots at this point, because I'm done. I was devastated.
I'm like, the only way you can match that, the saddest moment is, I don't want to say this, I don't want bad juju. If Ilia Topuria knock out Max, that would be the saddest moment for you.
When what happens? I didn't hear you.
It's definitely not happening. Listen, you guys.
If that happens.
I don't think so. Off the pod, Jason and I have argued about this. We are like legitimately arguing about this still. And I tell him every time we get off the phone, you cannot switch sides. You have taken a stance that Topuria is going to beat, if not knock out Max Holloway. And you're going to stay over there. You're not switching. Let me tell you what Jace told me. Do you remember what you said, Jace? Or I'll let you say it. Go on. He goes, well, that was my initial prediction, after, it's only wise that I then go through and, as the information's coming to me, analyze that information, and then I may have a different, no, you cannot come over here.
Wait, is that not a real thing, right? When you first initially hear a fight get announced, you know what I mean? You hear a fight get announced, and then you're like, oh shit, this is gonna go down like this. And then all of a sudden, you take some time, you think about it, you study the X and O's, and you go, I don't know. Wait a second now, I don't know. Let me think about this for a second. Let me actually break it down in my mind. Like, how is this fight going to work out? Like, that's a real thing, and I'm not shy about it. I think that's totally okay. It doesn't, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, when you hit that official prediction button, per usual, I'm just usually always right.
Listen, at the end of the day, that initial thought process has gone. We've initially theorized this for months now, blah, blah, blah. You've consistently said Ilia Topuria, not only just Ilia Topuria, but Ilia Topuria by knockout. You cannot and will not. I will not allow you to switch at the end. Nope.
And before we keep going, just to be sure, I think I'm gonna say my saddest moment is DC just fucking sobbing like a child.
Oh,
that was so sad for DC.
And your boy Joe Rogan being like, this is why I don't want to interview fighters when they're concussed. Duh.
So good.
Oh, real quick. So what do you guys think about the Ryan Garcia fight being turned over to a no contest? Because for me personally, I could see if he knocked him out or something like that. Like, you got skill for skill, you got beat. Like, it wasn't like all of a sudden Ostertine or whatever it was that he had did something that gave him a different skill set. He didn't have a different skill set. He beat your ass. You just got your ass beat.
Y'all know I ride hard as fuck for Ryan Garcia. Making it a non-contest is 100,000% the fucking right thing to do. It has to be a no contest because you're a fucking cheater. You fucking cheated. End of the day, it's like it never even fucking happened. I don't care what happened. It's like you never fucking happened because you decided you're gonna take the Jamba Juice, my guy.
But that's not what happened. To have a substance, to accidentally ingest a substance is completely different than going out there and cheating.
What's the difference?
The difference is I unknowingly took a substance.
Like your boy John Jones said, I've never had a fucking picogram of anything. DC, sorry, obviously not John Jones.
But what I'm saying is that when you look at things logically, not just a blanket statement, but when you look at it logically, he didn't have it here, then he has it here, and then it's not here for this part. He intentionally did not cheat. That's why they gave him the ban that they gave him.
He got a year banned.
Yeah.
A year ban.
Shouldn't it have been at least 2?
It depends. Depends.
But they did not. The results did not show that it was because he was intentionally trying trying to get an advantage.
I think if they thought it was not, then they would have made it smaller. Because at first, people were talking about like 3 months.
Who? The internet? People that don't know?
People.
Or officials?
There's a lot of like mixed different reaction of like, she say, he say, this information, that say. I'm like, I'm just watching showbiz. I'm like, which one is it? I'm like, what the fuck?
I honestly do not think that Ryan Garcia was cheating. He was the one who asked for testing in the first place, for VADA to test. I don't think that he's cheating. If you want to believe that he intentionally cheated and was doing X, Y, and Z, then, you're entitled to believe that. In my opinion, I don't think that he intentionally cheated. And I don't think that even if he, I don't think even with the thing that he popped for, I don't think it gave him an advantage. And like I said, skill for skill, he outclassed that man. It wasn't a star.
It was tainted. Don't know. It was tainted.
I'm just not on that side.
Meanwhile, somewhere, fully.
Mm-hmm. What?
No, you go, Jess.
I was just saying he used, a yellow highlighter next to a black Sharpie. It's just tainted. It'll never ever go back the same color.
I'm like, meanwhile, somewhere like I'm just seeing Garcia eating spaghetti like near to Jimmy Butler as he playing some poker. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Regardless, like no win, no contest. David Henry's like dancing on his IG, celebrating for that shit. You still got your ass whooped. Regardless,
that's what I'm saying.
That you still got your ass multiple times, like making fucking.
Yeah, like you got your ass beat. You skill for skill, he's a better skilled fighter than you. It just is what it is.
Real fast, while we're unboxing as well, shout out to Tank Davis getting the dub. Busy. But also, shout out to, what was his name, Frank Warren? Because listen, man, Frank Martin, first like 3-4 rounds, man, he was up. I had him like on the scorecards. I had him up. He was doing his thing at first.
Listen, Tank is like your boy, Pete 30 on. He loves to give up them first couple of rounds. He'll just give them up. In this one, I was getting a little nervous because I was like, all right, boy, we like 4 or 5 rounds in. Like, how many rounds? You can only give so many at this point. And then Tank just started turning it on. And the moment, like when he goes to the corner and the corner is like, hey, it's go time. Like literally like, all right, no more like fucking around. Right. Like you can't give up another round. We need these. You just see the switch turn on. He was like, all right, I got the information I needed. And Tank is just good, dude. He's fucking good.
I'm one of the few people out there not really like hyping up a Tank. Like I know it's going. The reason why he's like, even though he was like out from the shadow control of Floyd Mayweather, like he still has that tactic, like kind of like cherry picking, pick and choose, ducking, especially Shakur. He really does not want to fight Shakur.
He's gonna kill Shakur. Don't do that.
Hold on. Every time an interview talks about him, he does not want to fight.
Stop it.
Shakur don't even want to fight. Didn't he retire after that boring ass fight he had?
Stop. Here's the thing about Shakur and why it would be shout out to our least favorite person on this.
He has one of the belts. Fight him.
It would be
easy fight the guy.
100% career suicide. For the simple fact that your boy Shakur cannot hurt. He can't hurt him. If you can't hurt Tank, Tank is going to walk you the fuck down. He's going to walk you down, just like Canelo did with Charlo. Just walk you the fuck down. Anyways, we are an MMA podcast. Sorry.
What'd you say, Manny?
I'm like, did you heard announced that like from Bob Aaron from Top Rank? There's a rumor say they say he's gonna fight in November with Loma. I'm already picked Loma over that guy. I'm gonna pick Loma's gonna win over decision over Tank.
All right, well, have you come back when they book that? I think Tank's gonna win. I think it'll be a good fight. Speaking of Loma, David Haney lost that damn fight too.
he 100% lost that fight.
That was ridiculous. Real quick, let's go over this weekend's card.
Yes, this is a big one.
Yeah,
Minus the big part. International
Fight Week.
Oh my god!
It just doesn't
shuffle
really
the
feel
cards.
like
They done shuffle the cards for this one. Damn.
Actually, now I'm looking at it like it's not that bad, but it doesn't feel like International Fight Week either.
International Fight Week.
No. The main card is like there's like a woman's fight. I was like, why the fuck is it there? The main card.
Let's do a quick little get down on the get down.
Macy Chazone has given us one of the best women's fight against Irene Aldana. I know y'all don't watch women's fight, but like that's one of the best. That's like one of the best women's MMA fight versus Irene Aldana, and I think Irene wins like in like the second round, maybe the third or something. But like as far as like striking and grappling. Active grappling, it's a really good fight. We know Myra before she got that title shot was on a run. She was finishing everybody, and then
listen, I'm
now
so
she
excited.
Went from like I love you, you love me.
I'm so excited
hugging and
for
ducking and bugging.
The other female fight.
What? Gary
Michelle
versus Paige?
Karate Hottie. Whoa, whoa. We didn't say cuck fighting. Before we even say this, shout out to your boy Andre Arlovsky, still out there slugging.
Like,
hey,
dude,
Andre,
I know. They could have put Peyton in the main card, like to remove the girl. Because I really think Peyton has a potential to become a star.
No. You want to know what ends up happening is that people he has potential for sure, but we always end up rushing and we're like, oh, put them on the main card, and then like you go out there, you get starched, you look stupid. And then it's like, oh man, it is what it is.
Usually because on an opponent, based on an opponent they're fighting. Because like with Raul when he fought with like Christian Guzman, because Chris is way above his level. But with a tin can like Ian Gary, yeah, I can see that. I can see that it actually works for him.
Real quick,
my girl Jillian.
Lord. That's
is it hot in here? I am in Phoenix.
Thinking that Jillian Robertson is hot is crazy.
You get this work. Slide into the DMs. Slide into the DMs, boy. Hey. You ever want some Blasian?
Stop it. Listen, it's gonna be. I feel like it's gonna be a good fight card. You know, Ricky Simone opening up the card is kind of disrespectful. Your boy Ricky been out here fighting.
Oh my god, this freaking Vincent who's his name?
Vinicius.
This guy only had one fucking fight at his debut with a fucking tuna can, a young guy, and they just gave him a top 15 bantamweight. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's hilarious.
Accept the fight.
My God, he's just like, oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Peyton on the card against one of your Frenchmen. I think it's gonna be a solid card. Like when we're all said and done, I didn't realize Cub Swanson versus Andre Fili. That's gonna be a good fight.
That's a banger, bro. Yeah,
Cub needs a win. So does Andre. You know he's coming off getting knocked out. Who just knocked him out?
It's
because he was doing good, and then Dan Ige.
Yeah,
Dan Ige. Yeah. Something actually though we do need to talk about is let's get to the main card predictions.
Yeah, we're definitely getting there. But real quick, your boy Joe Pyfer is back.
Fuck him.
Opening up the card, Ian Machado Gary taking on MVP. Who y'all got?
MVP.
I'm going Ian.
Why?
I go MVP.
Because I just feel like Ian's skill set is more consistent. And he's okay with taking it to the ground if he has to. He's not going to stand there like Kevin Holland and get beat the fuck up. But I just feel like just because I don't like Ian Gary's like tactics and the way that he acts, it typically makes me pick against him. But like if I had to put money on the fight, I would go Ian.
Interesting.
What about you?
100%. I'm going with fucking MVP. I can't go for a cuck. You crazy? Like, what kind of man would I be to cheer for a cuck? I think MVP knocks him out brings reality to the situation. If Ian Gary is not that fucking good, I've been saying that the whole time. I think
Ian Gary is good. No, we're not gonna let you do that. Ian Gary is good.
That's your opinion. I guess we'll find out on Saturday night. Because I think he's overrated.
Like, the way he actually I'm like, Ian Gary talk a lot of shit with the fucking DUI photo of Jeff Neal, and he never brought that shit up. He talks so much shit, and the way he fights is all this a decision. I'm like, okay, let's go.
Myra
I think he really
Silva.
thinks that I think he really believes that he can knock out MVP, and I think he's gonna get fucked up. Y'all listen. I know y'all or I don't want to say y'all, but I'm gonna say y'all be hating on the Bellator people. MVP is top of the food chain, dude. He's top of the food chain.
I want MVP to win. I'm totally fine with him winning. I want him to win. I just think Ian's gonna win. Unfortunately. Fair. Unfortunately, I don't want Ian. Nothing would make me happier than to go inside there and watch Ian Gary get posterized, get knocked out cold, stiff as a board.
Oh wait! Before we move on, is MVP going to have a scripted walkout?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
He's gonna he's kind of similar to Izzy. It's just massive. It's a draw.
Myra Silva versus Macy. Actually, I'm gonna go with. I really like Myra Silva, but I never go against Safe Saud. That's my guy, and Macy is with Safe, so I'm gonna go Macy on this.
I don't know if be serious on this.
I'm going Myra. I'm going Myra.
Are you done? Are you done?
Yeah.
Who you going with?
I'm going to choose Macy.
Copy that. All right. Next fight.
Oh, you cannot abstain. Go ahead. Who you picking?
Because I could care less.
Doesn't matter.
I'm going to go grab a beer for during this fight.
Sounds good, but today...
I'm going to watch grass grow.
Great. Who are you picking?
Referee knockout.
I'm going to say this fight's going to, shocker, be a decision. And I'll go with MBS.
Okay. Even though she has shit tons of finishes except for her last fight.
By decision.
All right. Anthony Smith taking on Roman Dolidze at light heavy. We didn't even talk about how this got completely jacked up, but...
Talk about me going to go grab beers, right? So I've got 2 fights in a row on the main card that I don't give a flying fuck about. That being said, I can't stand Anthony Smith. I don't roll with him at all. I'm going with Roman from Georgia.
Roman stepping up late minute, going up in a different weight class?
Anyone versus Anthony Smith, I'm on board.
No.
I don't understand the Anthony Smith hate.
It's his face.
I think the reason why I think that's so much hate because he kind of discredit Alex, his reign is terror. That's the only reason why.
So? Yeah. But my thing is, they're fighters. People are like, you're discredit. So they're fighters. They can handle it. They can fight inside of a thing. He didn't say anything super crazy or offensive. People are always talking down on somebody else's skill set. Your boy Dricus came out there and said, I'm going to be the first real African champion. And the fans were yeah, which is accurate, which is inaccurate. It's 100% inaccurate. He cannot be the first. Kamaru Usman was the first African-born champion. Israel Adesanya was the second. Francis Ngannou was the third. He will be the fourth. Y'all can sit here and act like y'all don't understand basic fucking information. If you want to be retarded, that's fine. But it is what it is. So Anthony Smith saying that all Alex has is the left hook. That's all he really does have is a left hook. I don't know why that's so offensive to fans.
I would argue his calf kicks are just as important as his left hook.
Yeah, sure. So you have a kick and you have that. What is wrong with saying that? He's a competitor against him. What is he supposed to do?
I don't like Anthony Smith. I've never liked Anthony Smith. It's his face. I find him arrogant. I don't know what his daddy is. He's just everything about his aura.
His dad's a black man.
Sure. Everything about his aura for me is just off, and I just don't like him. I just don't like him.
To be a recall, Anthony did say the same thing. Johnny's not even that good one time in the pod with Michael Bisping. I was like, yeah, I can see why why people don't really doesn't dislike this guy. But at the end of the day, I think I'm like judging by this fight. It's a short notice fight. Like Roman is taking a new weight class. It's not really looking good. Look at freaking like who's that fucking guy Buckley fought? No Satan. Yeah, it didn't really went well for him. I think Anthony's gonna win him based on because Anthony has one thing I noticed. You can only beat him if you fuck up his knees. You got some paper cracker type of knees at his state of his career. And to be fair, Johnny Walker fought him and fuck up his knees. That's how you beat this guy. Magomed fought up his knees every time. So the only way you can beat Anthony Smith if you really fuck up his knees early the rounds.
All you gotta do is punch him in the face.
He's not Khalil Roundtree.
He's a cuck.
So who y'all going with? Who you going with?
I told you. I gave my opinion.
I think, in my opinion, because Roman, he's gonna take him down, but he's gonna be like very shocked that like Anthony Smith has underrated like BJJ. I think he's gonna win it, but I think Anthony's gonna win by submission.
But also, Anthony is like a Oliveira. He accepts the bottom. He doesn't try to fight up after. He doesn't try to fight off his back. He accepts it. Anyway, I give my opinion.
Quick, real quick. I'm gonna give CJ's picks too because he sent them to me as well. Your boy Damien is off.
Whoa. I was gonna say, hold on. Let's finish picking before.
What? And then give CJ's picks? No, I'm gonna give him as we're going through the thing.
Okay.
He picked MVP. He picked Macy. And he picked Anthony Smith. So
he's got 2 out of 3 right.
The next fight, I don't know if I said, but I'm going. I'm gonna go Anthony Smith as well.
Copy that.
The new co-main, Brian Ortega taking on Diego Lopez. This is a banger. This is a banger, and I feel like Brian's been doing some good interviews. Brian's been pulling a Jace, like in all the interviews, playing Call of Duty in the background.
I never play Call of Duty. What do you mean?
Whatever you're playing in the background.
Just my
Fortnite.
Skin flute.
He's playing Fortnite.
Skin flute.
I am going. I'm going. Ooh, Diego Lopez, just based off of activity.
I'm like, same. I'm gonna pick. Where are you, fucking Diego Lopez?
Do that again. Do it.
Where are you?
I'm so sorry.
I'm gonna beat him again.
Listen, y'all know I'm emo as fuck. I'm emo as fuck. I love it.
Oh my god. You going Diego?
Ripley's Believe It or Not, I'm not.
You going Ortega?
I have a weird feeling about this fight. Even though y'all know I fuck with Diego heavy. You know what I mean? I will be rooting for him. I will be pulling for him. My official pick to win this fight, though, I just think, I don't know. I have a sneaky feeling that Ortega is going to get him. I hope not. I hope Diego gets the dub. I'm okay if I'll take I'm hoping to be wrong on this fight. I just have this inclination that T-City is going to get him up out of there. I don't know why.
I'm excited to see it. CJ also went with Diego. Main event, Alex Pereira taking on Jiri Prochazka.
I think Diego Lopez by KO, I would say.
Oh, you got Lopez? Okay.
By KO.
By KO? Oh, okay.
Yeah. By KO.
Nice. I'm actually going... I'm going Jiri. I'm going Jiri because when I watched the first fight, Jiri was winning the fight. Jiri was able to take him down easily. And I think that they're both coming up on late notice, and I can just see Jiri making a little bit of adjustments. But there's like, majority of me is just like, Alex will knock this dude out again, like maybe more devastating than the first time. And a part of me would like to see a third fight between them. I think that would be entertaining. But All right, no, I'm done. I'm going Alex. I'm going Alex.
Let's not get crazy here. Let's not get
I
crazy here.
tried.
I'm
I
like,
like it.
I'm like, Jiri, the way he fights, he still has not learned. If he is on the striking stand up, fights like he's putting his head on a samurai sword. That's what it feels like when he's fighting. It's like he put his head at the front. Oh, it's just, but like just like this, like, it's like you put it's like his head the top of samurai, and just like he just want to like bait you like with it. That's what it feels like sometimes. And and even with a rakish fight, he still has not learned how to take those leg kicks. Still has not learned how to take those leg. He doesn't even know how to do it properly. Even though he's like, I know the way. I'm like, but I'm seeing his own. I think you guys, if you know, he has a YouTube channel where he's training, he's wrestling, and I'm like, he's doing a lot of wrestling, and I'm like, I could see it. I could see him win based on submission, because everybody's questioning Alex Perez submission ability, if he's able to withstand the BJJ but
if he could withstand what?
withstand well, to be fair, did he submit Glover to share or not?
He did.
He did.
And here's my thing.
And what?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing, because he fought relentless and he submitted Glover, and I could see he could win this fight based on submission and to take him down, ground and pound him. I can see that. That's the only way he could win. But there's something about that. Hey, there's something about Alex when he got picked up that phone call from Dana. Nale, Shama. I'm like, there. Shama. I'm like, I'm picking Alex. This could be the same old shit all over again. I'm like, it's gonna be the same old thing, man. There's a reason why they pick Jiri. Like that shit was fun. Let's bring that shit about back. Hey, Magomed, man, shut the fuck up. We don't need you in there.
Magomed is the new Bilal. Magomed is the new Bilal. They even asked Dana, how come Magomed is not fighting? He'll fight. He'll fight for the title sometime. What Dana really should have said was he did fight, and the fight was terrible. I was there live for that, and I zoned out. Dana left. Remember, Dana was like, I don't know what happened after the third round. I just zoned out.
This is one of the funniest things ever.
Oh, my God. Who you got, Jace?
I mean, I don't like this fight for Poatan. I don't like the fact that it's short notice. I don't like the fact that everyone knows he has broken toes. You know what I mean? Yes, no one goes into a fight 100%. But it's another thing where it's just known. It's just fucking just known to the world.
Right.
I actually feel the same way I feel this with, I actually feel the same way I feel in this fight as I do the main event, where there's a guy who I really rock with and heavy, you know what I mean? But I just had this crazy feeling about it going the opposite way. You know what I mean? That being said, though, I'm still fucking picking Alex Poatan Pereira. But I do think Jiri's going to win. But my official pick, and again, officially, just so we're clear, is Poatan, because I'm never riding against Poatan. That's my dude. That's my guy. That's my favorite fighter currently. You know what I mean? I love everything about the guy.
Really? That's your favorite current fighter?
Favorite current fighter who's not involved in a 19 fight losing streak. You know what I mean? Whether you're talking about
over Sean,
whether you're talking about Tony, whether you're talking about, I never said Sean was my favorite fighter. I've never.
No, that's why I was asking. No, I know you like him.
So my favorite fighters right now, if I'm actually being grilled, number one is Poatan, and then two is probably Wonder Boy. You know what I mean? These are guys, y'all know I've said this repeatedly, and then Tony, but obviously 2 and 3 are both on their way out of the door. I've got to adjust the calibration. Poatan is that dude, man. I mean, God, the story of Poatan is just, it doesn't seem possible. You know, as an MMA fan who's been watching it for so many years, it just doesn't seem like this is possible what he's doing out there. And the fact that he is arguably one fight away from becoming a 3-division UFC champ, it's just fucking crazy, dude. It's crazy. You know, and yet, like, why did they not give us that? You know, another thing of UFC just dropping the ball. UFC of just saying, like, you know, their plan or their having people lined up is like more important than what the fans want. This is supposed to be International Fight Week. International Fight Week is supposed to always have the biggest, baddest fucking card that we all are clamoring to see.
Yeah, but we just had
over.
300.
I don't give a fuck.
We just had 300. 300
It don't
is
matter.
bigger than 300 is bigger. It only happens every 7-8 years.
Hey,
that's bigger than international.
Yeah, but even 299, even 299 is way bigger than this. 299 was fucking crazy.
Listen, this is supposed to have Conor, the biggest guy in the sport.
Minus Conor, though, even that, like the card itself is weak sauce.
All you ever need is Conor at the top.
Fair, and we didn't even get that.
Yeah.
Let's didn't even get that.
We are short on time. We're over time. CJ is also going Alex, so officially you're going Alex. But you think that there might be another upset?
Ah! Yeah. I'm going Poatan. I will never pick against Poatan. Ever. He fight John Jones, I'm picking Alex. I'm going to convince myself, hey, Sky, I'm like you. I'm going to manifest it.
Yes.
So what? He going to go out there and he going to kick John Jones' leg. John Jones going to say, what the fuck was that?
I can see that.
Won't be able to wrestle him down on one leg with them skinny ass fucking chicken legs he's got.
Can you imagine? I think that, oh God, that would be such a fascinating what if fight in my head. Just like Alex going out there with 2 quick leg kicks on those little bitty chicken legs that John has.
I'm just imagining, like, if I hope they put DC on the commentary for that. He's just like, yeah, how does it feel now, motherfucker? You don't like that shit? You don't like that shit? Oh, shit. Nice leg kick. Nice leg kick.
Yeah.
So, as we talk about.
That'd be great.
But with that being said, we will definitely be back next week. Hopefully, you know, nobody else is sick. We can all show back up. We will be back to go over whatever happens at this event. Hopefully, the event stays on. I already seen that the there's no fight after UFC 303, but then they have the Denver card got moved on. Tracy Cortez is now taking on Rose Namajunas.
Hold on. Last minute. I swear to God, if they have a last minute, like, we got injured, and now they put Anthony Smith with Alex, I'm like, oh my God, that'd be hilarious. I'm like, Alex be like, oh, you say my BBJ shit, I'm gonna submit you, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, go with the sheriff, be like,
that'd be hilarious. And then all of a sudden, Anthony Smith's the new light heavyweight champion. Oh my God, what have we entered into? But yeah, we will be back next week. Until then, we are out. Peace.
Peace.